Oh, there we go. Brilliant. I can see a leopard. If you have a look straight over the carcass. We'll get a better view just now, but right above there in the back you can see a few spots.
It's difficult to see on my screen.
Yeah. Now let's try and find a better view.
The carcass actually is moved since we...
Yeah, it looks a little bit less obvious. Ah, it's one of the cubs, I think. Huh? Let's have a look. No, it's Karula. Let me just maneuver again. We'll have to get a little gap here.
This is the first time I've heard you almost disappointed when you saw Karula.
Yeah. No, she looked quite small for a bit there, but then let's see, we should get a view there. Very gorgeous. Full belly, breathing fast. Karula it is. All stations, Karula is back up in the tree. No sign of them on pimpons, and she's, yeah, reasonable visual. It's always one of the benefits of having just the view, or your view, to consider. You know, for instance, this example, if there were 6 people on the vehicle, which is typically what they take on the game drives, there would only be about 2 people that could get a clear view. Always a tricky thing, but of course here we only have to consider one view, yours. Station, just to confirm you copied, one Ingwe up in the tree, big jackalberry. Karula is here.
But I'll take time to drive straight all the way from Train Road 10 towards you. Thank you very much.
Something. I will sit here another while, but she's just lullabying me. Yeah, and I'm hoping the little cub might pop out here somewhere as well. That would be brilliant. That's what I know Peter's amping for or cheering for as well.
Yeah, that's what I came for.
Just again, just for those of you that are new with us, I believe in the chat there's also a few people that are asking a few questions about this leopard we're looking at now. I'll give you a quick sort of like a dossier on her, sort of a quick background on her. We call her Karula. It's the Shanghai name meaning peace or peaceful, and absolutely fantastic leopard, by far our most known leopard out here. We see her quite often, and also over the last 2 odd years we spent a lot of time with her. We've seen her previous cubs grow up. They're called Saseka and Tingana, meaning beautiful and shy respectively, and they became independent some months ago. We were speculating around her having cubs, and she had cubs. We estimate them around 3 months old now, so two cubs. I've only seen one at a time, although I believe I did see 2 different ones yesterday, but I can't say that for a fact. But they have seen 2, one of which is a male, the other one we don't know the sex, and she's the mum of those 2 now, so she's got a new litter to look after. A little difficult to see from this angle, but different ways of recognizing her while we've got a nice close-up look, apart from the fact that she's nice and sleepy, is, there we go. If you look carefully, the first typical way people would ID cats is if you look at the whisker spots. Now, if you look at her face, look at her left-hand side whisker lines. In other words, running from her nose towards the right, the way we're looking, or her left-hand side. You get the last solid line, and just above that, it's actually a bit difficult to see now. There's a little triangle of spots. You can see them if you look very carefully. You can see if you draw a line from the corner of the nose to the top whiskers, in that sort of clear patch above the line is that little triangle. Also on the forehead, you can see it. It might take you a little while to see it, but look carefully between the eyes. If you take from the corner of the eyes, not the outside corner, that sort of top corner, you see it makes how to explain that? Running up towards the forehead from the eyes. There's two little, almost looks like brackets. So if you take her eyes that are opening now, oh, look at that. She's gorgeous, huh? Yes, we're talking about you. Now look at from the... I was going to show you the wow in between her eyes, but now she's changed her head. I thought she was going to stay sleeping. But if you get an opportunity, or maybe you snapped a still shot there, almost makes brackets, from the eyebrows, so to speak. And in between those brackets, if you look at certain angles, you can see it very clearly. It's almost like the letters WOW, W-O-W, are spelt out in the spots. So that's another way we recognize it quite easily. Just looking around, this is the time of evening when other things get active as well. Hyenas, lions potentially, other animals that might be around. So she's just being very alert. And I'm sure the cubs are somewhere safely hidden away. In fact, I would even not be surprised if she's moved them. Now, this is just speculating. She might have moved them during the course of the afternoon. It's better to move little cubs around during the day when there's not so many predators. And then maybe she's just returned to finish off the last of the food. Make sure she uses all the resources, and then maybe she'll catch up with them again tonight. That's just a possibility. They might also be just somewhere in the grass in front of us. What else is there about Karula? Female, obviously, the fact that we've discussed the cubs now. Not a very big female, I would say. It's always difficult to judge, but I wouldn't say she weighs more than 25, 28 kilograms. 30 maybe at the most. 60 pounds or so. But just an absolute amazing cat. She's super habituated, or very used to people and vehicles. She grew up, her mother called Safari. Safari is also a very relaxed cat. So Karula grew up like her cubs will, being very used to vehicles. But let's try and have a look at that forehead again if we can. It's getting quite dark now. Look at those eyes, huh? It's a bit of a funny angle. When she turns there, you can see it almost a bit better. If you look between the eyes, there's two horizontal lines from the spots. One is sort of a bit shorter than the top one of those two lines, a little bit straight across, and you've got almost brackets. And then in between that, the wow. If you haven't seen it before, it takes a little while, but once you see it, it really is a brilliant way of hiding her. Well spotted again, Claire M that spotted that the first time. Awesome cat. I think everyone that's ever seen her loves this leopard. In case you're wondering why she's breathing so fast, the combination of how she's lying obviously on the branch there, also very full belly means that the diaphragm can't make her inhale and exhale as much as she'd like to, so it's just taking short shallow breaths. And she's also probably quite hot, still quite hot out here, rather humid.